All right, so today I'm setting up VS Code from scratch, not as a professional developer, but as someone who uses Python, AutoHotkey version 2, and some HTML to modify a few of my websites here and there. If you are more advanced than me, great. If you're just getting started, even better. I'll show you how I get up and running, and the rest is up to you. I had a different PC that I was using to do my development on, but now that I have my new gaming PC, I am shifting my old gaming PC over to be my new projects PC, which part of my projects are basic programming stuff. Now, since I'm on my gaming PC, it's the most powerful PC I have, so I'm still using this PC to record videos. I've decided instead of using the NDI, it actually has a new name now, but instead of using that, I'm going to use Ultra VNC to connect to my other PC. So let me get that started. I didn't make desktop shortcuts. Let me in. There we go. Oh, let's not get bigger. That's the biggest I can go? Okay. Well, there's a limitation I was not aware of. Learn as I go. So basically, I actually grabbed the other day and just recorded the video of me doing it. So I'm just voice overing this part. First thing is download Visual Studio Code. And you just have to search for it. You can go to its website or you can do a Google search for it. It's free. It's lightweight. It works for everything. Install it normally. Nothing special. When you open it for the first time, it looks clean, maybe even empty. That's good. We're going to build it up just enough, not overload it, but believe me, just enough for the little bits that I do. Again, I use this for a little bit of Python, a little bit of AutoHotkey version 2, a little bit of HTML. I also work with a little bit of markup language on one of my wikis, but I do that directly on the site. I don't think I can do it from VS Code. Here I am downloading the software, and basically you're just going to go to the folder, double click on it to run it, and get it going. I think you always have to accept the license, right? So I skipped through, opened up the program, and it wants you to do a couple of basic things. I set up dark modern as the theme, and then kind of just sort of skipped ahead after that. I started picking some of this stuff out, but I'm not a programmer, so I probably will have to just go back. I don't even recall what I have set up on my other PC because I've had VS Code up for probably 2 years now. So as I said, I use Python and AutoHotkey. So the first thing I'm going to do is install some extensions that are related to Python. And that is Python, Pylance, Python Debugger. And I'm also going to grab AutoHotkey++, I believe, which is basically an extension that's not perfect and has not been updated in a long time due to the fact that the actual developer who did this, who made that extension, has been real busy with other projects and just hasn't thought about it much. But he did check in to say that he was going to look at making an update for the extension. At any rate, for what I do, it works fine, and it covers both version 1 and version 2. The prettier code formatter, I believe, only works with HTML. There are a few extensions that you'll want to get. That's up to your taste. I did put that in. And then there's another one for HTML, and I think that's called Live Server. I actually don't know how it works yet because I got as far as installing it on my last build, and I had completed all my HTML editing and kind of moved on to other things, so never actually even realized how it worked. And that's about it on the extensions for now to get us started. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, well, so much for skipping too far. This is AutoHotkey++. And again, this is for AutoHotkey versions 1 and 2. Language support for Visual Studio Code, IntelliSense debugging, formatting, and more. Let's see. Yeah, published 5 years ago. Anyhow, I go ahead and install this at some point. So now I take a look to see if I have AutoHotkey downloaded, which I went and downloaded and didn't even show this on the video. Good for me. But at any rate, I searched for AutoHotkey, and let's see. Hold on. Let me pause this. I'm getting confused of what window to click what in. Let's see. Okay, so what I did was I went to the AutoHotkey site, came into here, selected download. There was a few choices. I selected to download version 2. Once I got that in place, then at that point, I went into my Windows. I didn't make a shortcut. I normally don't. And then I looked for AutoHotkey, launched it, and really all that happens is this launches. It's a bit confusing at first. You're like, well, what do I do with it? Basically, this is good for creating a new script, which we're not going to do just yet. So the compile button, I've not used this, but apparently you can change an AutoHotkey script, which has an AHK extension, into an actual executable. I know this because at my workplace, someone did it and they got in trouble for doing so. I wouldn't do it at work. Windows Spy is a neat little utility. This is up on a video, so I can't actually click on it. However, what it does is it tracks the mouse movements and gives you feedback as to where your mouse is on the screen, because AutoHotkey is really about automation. And you can also get inspection type details of, say, a button in a GUI. Or you can get a coordinate for the button and create a script that'll look for that button. And when I say look for it, what I mean is go to the coordinates and do a mouse click. But there is a way to look for items by taking a screenshot of those items, and AutoHotkey actually has the ability to look for that pattern of pixels to identify. However, that is a lot more CPU intensive. And then finally, down to where my mouse is currently in the video, which is editor settings. This is something that you want to set up first before you hit the new script. So let's press play. I basically just select Visual Studio Code. Prior to Code, I was using Notepad. You really don't even need VS Code. VS Code is a bit overkill for AutoHotkey. However, you do get nice formatting, coloring, things like that. So this is a spot where empty means nothing and minimal for V2 really just means creating a script that says, hey, you're using AutoHotkey version 2, not version 1. And then there's a few other commands you can put at the front. I'm not even sure if it's called a command really, but it will tell the environment that only one script can be open at a time, force a single instance, I believe that command is, and a few other items. And one of them is which version of AutoHotkey to use that you're using. In Visual Studio Code, there are project folders, so you'll want to organize your items. And what I intend to do is have a programming folder, and inside of that folder have one for Python and one for AutoHotkey. I have another folder open at this point. I eventually realized that. At this point, I'm looking at the Visual Studio Python extension, and I didn't realize that I didn't even install Python. So we'll skip through this monkeying about. My first stop was in the marketplace. And I have Visual Studio Code, so I don't know why I was giving me that message. But then it looked like getting Python in the marketplace was not, it said it was discontinued or something. So I wasn't able to do it. So I ended up just going to the Python site itself. And here we are at www.python.org. And I went to downloads. And here I am downloading and installing the latest and greatest. Now, I don't know if I'm ever going to have a path longer than 260 characters, but what caught my attention here was some packages may fail to install without long path support enabled. So I select yes here. It takes me a moment to get to that point. I'm a speed reader. There we go. Now, the path... So that gives you the folder to path Python to. And I did have my editor open. So after I got this fully installed, I ended up closing down VS Studio and then reopening it. And then finally, do you want to install it now? Yes, I do. Please go ahead. Kind of reminds me of Pi. I think I selected no here. Anyhow, we'll skip ahead. So I didn't even discover that I forgot to install Python itself until I tried to write a Python script. And then I kind of poked around confused for a little bit and figured that out. So let's open VS Code, which opened on my other window. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and open a folder. I think I did already. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so there's the AutoHotkey folder. I think what I want to do first is I want to move that. Let's see if I can do that without breaking everything. So let me cancel out of here. Let me leave there. Let's see. Okay, so my development PC actually has 3 monitors, and my Ultra VNC goes to the middle one. So let's take this and move it to here. And there we go. Hopefully I didn't break anything. If I did, we'll figure out how to fix it. So I'm going to open a folder and programming, and then AutoHotkey. And I think in here is where I'm going to create scripts. Let's see. So you can actually create a new AutoHotkey script by right-clicking. Let's call it Emily. I don't know. It can be empty or minimal. Again, I think I already spoke about 2 of the switches that might be put in there. We'll create it. There's the AutoHotkey folder, which is in programming. I've moved it. Seems to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and select. I guess I can select it either way. If I hit open, it really just runs it and puts it in the system tray. I'm going to go ahead and open it in VS Code. This is awkward because I have this folder open. Just going to cancel that. I don't need any of that. So when you write in AutoHotkey, if you keep creating new scripts and then double clicking on them, then they will all just be running. We don't really want that, so I'm going to force AutoHotkey to just recognize one window, and that is done by typing in single instance force. Okay, let me click in the area. There we go. What if this will do any? Not yet, huh? Single instance and then force. Right. And then one of the simplest things you can do is, I think it's called a hot string. That's indicated by double colons. I'm going to come up with a keyboard shortcut /SD. I'm going to go ahead and close that in there. And I think I can do the space. Let's see. Now we'll see this little dot up here. That means it's not been saved yet. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then I don't know if I can run it from here. Can I? Oh, I can. Run. Warning. Huh. And save. I'll have to look that up later. I remember it's something like that. So again, there's the dot. We're going to save that. We're going to go ahead and run that. Appears to be running. And if I go down in my tray here, let's see, let me go over to the right. We should, oh no, I'm running this on the other computer. It'll be here. There it is. There's the Emily.ahk. So that means I should be able to come down here, even in the code window. I think. Let's try. And I'm just going to hit space. There we go. Hello, world. So there's an interesting side effect to that, right? So if I were to go and try to change something in here with the script running, it'll just literally change it in there. So there's a little bit of trickiness to AutoHotkey. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to come up here and close that script. Hit exit. Now I don't have the script running. And now I can go ahead and alter it or do anything else. There's plenty of other things that AutoHotkey does, but we'll leave that for later. You always have to do a hello world, right? And next we'll do something in Python. Let's see if we can get that to work. All right. We'll go to the folder. Let's see. It's got a programming, Python 3. And let me just do a new Python source file. We'll call it Monty. I don't know. Lowercase Monty. I don't even know what's happening here. Paths not this. Yeah. Okay. So let's do here. Programming, Python. Oh, it's literally there. Cool. Let's delete this one. Let's rename this to Monty. I think that's, how I would look at it. And cancel. What do we want to do here? We want to open programming, Python, select folder. This is just selecting a folder. Yeah, I trust. Yes, I trust. You know what? I want to do the higher level. So let's open Monty. Generate code, Control I, or select a language. I think I can just come up in here. I don't remember how to show the terminal. Control Shift B. So I clicked in the field and it sort of went to this. Let's see. Let's do print bracket, curly bracket. And then we have to put it in quotes because it's a string, right? And then, so we'll do hello world. And that is literally it. So I don't have a terminal open though, so I don't really think this, I think this is just gonna run and then pop close. So, oh no, there it is. Hello world. And there you go. That's AutoHotkey and that's Python up and running. I'm not going to show the HTML. I also use HTML mostly for website tweaks, admin work, fixing layouts, nothing fancy. VS Code handles that cleanly, and I've heard that live server is a good extension to put in, and maybe I will show figuring out how to use that. Why do I do it this way? Again, I'm not a programmer. I am basically what is called a vibe coder, probably the lowest of coders. I use AI to help me generate code. I refine it. I test it. I break it. I fix it. And to be honest, I occasionally walk away from it. This setup supports that. It's clean. It's simple. It's not cluttered. So you probably guessed this video is not meant to make you an expert. It's meant to get you started. My job is to show you how I set it up. The rest, building, learning, debugging, that's all up to you. The lost in progress part is to show you how I build as I go. So you can too. If this helped you get started, then awesome. If you're further along than me, feel free to improve it. If you're a beginner, then awesome. And if you're just entry level with coding, then welcome. We're figuring it out together. So this is my second video. Hopefully my production value will go up with this one. If you think so, please like and subscribe. I think so far I have 0 watches. It would do a lot to help this channel. As you can see, I have 1 subscriber. All right, everyone. Thank you. Get lost.